Welcome back to NOLA Motorsports Park and the Prep Recruiting Insider. You can hear the cars running in the background. Yes, they are speeding on the raceway today. Ken Berthelot sitting in for the coach, Rick Gailey. He will be back next week along with our recruiting guru, Renee Nadeau. And our guest on East Jefferson Day is the head football coach of the East Jefferson Warriors, Marc. Marc, first of all, thanks for being with us today. And you took over a program 1 year ago that had won a state championship and then lost 16 seniors, and you were faced with building that program and doing a good job. A lot of challenges last year, and you did very well.
Yeah, there was a lot of challenges, particularly to make sure that we maintain the momentum that we had going into the state championship in that season. To make sure that the seniors understood, what their role was. And the goal was, to win the district championship, make it through the playoffs, and try to get back to the Dome.
You played for Don Perrette at Rummel. You've been in coaching 38 years, Marc. You've seen this recruiting process go through a full cycle. How has it changed from in the last 5, 10, 15 years? Recruiting is really taking a different step.
I think really it's the idea first, the colleges have limited the amount of practice time they have. Secondly, they're looking for guys that can play right away. The kid that you say, well, we're gonna recruit him, but we're gonna develop him. The development stage has kind of taken a back seat because, number one, they don't have the time to do that, and with the idea, win right away, get the 5-star guy, put a guy like Leonard Foot on the field, produce, right away, because also after their third year, they can declare themselves for the draft. So getting those players and with the competition and the winning now and the limited time in college, it's changed. I just find that there's guys that sit out there that would benefit from going to schools where they still try to develop athletes. But when you get in those those big schools that are constantly in the championship series now, you just don't have that time, it looks like, anymore,
I know you would ask college coaches to go through you to recruit. Do they all follow that rule, or do they try to run around the head coach sometimes to get to the players themselves?
No. I've been in it long enough and know guys. I mean, heck, I had guys walk through my office that I coached at Jesuit. Mike Smith, who's defensive back coach at University of Arkansas. So I get guys and been around so long, they know they will contact me first.
How did the notoriety of the state championship last year, Marc, help the football program at East Jefferson?
It elevated us. It elevated, to where it went from just being a team and having a team to develop it into a program. With all the phases, with the weight training, the off-season program, the summer workouts, and buying into all those things. That elevated, that to a program status. Not just a team that you have constantly run through.
And one thing I like that you did, you kept your entire coaching staff intact for the upcoming season this year, but you have a lot of experience on that staff. You have 5 former head coaches, and I think if you add up the years, which we did before we broadcast one of your games this year, you probably got about 150 years of coaching experience, with about 100 of that being head coaching experience.
There's a lot, there's a lot of experience on my staff. The first thing that when I got the job that I had to do was, number one, keep the coaching staff as much as I could intact, because we had some great coaches that were with us for the state championship run. Try to keep as many of those intact, and then try to add guys that would be a good fit, and believed in the same things that we believed in, and we're able to do that. I was able to get guys who were former head coaches. I have a couple of guys who were ex-college coaches on my staff, and so with that experience and stuff, it helped us, move forward. It helped us go to different ways.
Hold that ring up, if you will, Marc. That is a state championship ring. And I say that we've had some alums from East Jefferson, great friends of mine, Gary Barbaro, Randy Hilliard, guys who won Super Bowl rings.
Right.
Otis Smith is another guy who played in the NFL,
right.
But they don't have that ring. And that's kind of interesting. They have Super Bowl rings. Gary Barbaro played Pro Bowl 3 times. But, to have that state championship ring in high school is really special.
Right. That's what I tell the guys, all the time. I said there have been some great players that have walked through those doors and have played for East Jefferson. There's guys that have Super Bowl rings. There's guys that have Pro Bowl rings. There's guys that have had great careers in the NFL. in college. But there's one thing that you have that they don't have, and it's a state championship ring.
Give us an outlook for what East Jefferson's going to be in this upcoming season.
We're going to have to replace some very important guys. We're going to have to replace our quarterback who's gone now. Trevor did a great job for us in there, and when we elevated him to that position, it just gave our offense a big boost. So, we're going to have to work with some young guys. We're going to have to move some people around. We're going to have guys that have played offense that may play defense, some guys defense that may play offense. So, we're going to be a young football team. We have a few guys back. Our defensive line essentially is back intact, and I have 3 of our defensive linemen here. Our receiver, Quincy Cummings, is back. We just got to make sure we find somebody who can be able to throw the ball to him this time. We'll have our 2 linebackers, which was last year. They'll be back, but we have to replace our secondary. We lost Deshawn to TCU, and the other guys.
Well, you said that some of the alumni have come alive, that they're excited again. Are expectations higher, as you would expect them to be? And do you like it that way as the head coach at East Jeff?
Yeah, I think you do. You have to have expectations. That's the reason that you get up every morning and go to work. That's the reason you sit there and you work on trying to get better every day. I tell the guys, not only do you have to work to get better every day, I have to work to get better every day. And it's part of the thing, the essence of with the program. We tell them always speed and strength. That's what we work on, speed and strength and character. And they have to be good people, good in the classroom, and they have to excel in that because there's a lot of things that I demand of them.
Last minute, Deshawn Raymond is one of the guys who was a vital part of this year and last year, and he's now at TCU. How are things looking for him as he gets on campus early for the Horned Frogs?
Yeah, he was excited. Deshawn had the capabilities to probably win the state championship in the 400 meters this year. But, he feels that he's got a chance to compete in a position there, which is good for him in his future. He's very, very excited about being there. He's taking pictures and sent some pictures back and with working out on the field and stuff like that. So, I hope that he has all the tools to go a long way, and I hope he has a great career.
Marc Martin, thank you for being with us. We look forward to talking to some of the players on the next couple of segments, and we just want to congratulate you for being part of the program at East Jefferson that's returning some of that great glory to East Jefferson, and again, maybe taking it another step, and who knows when that second ring might come for you in the East Jefferson Warriors.
Well, thank you very, very much. We really appreciate that, and all the work that you guys do for prep football is really outstanding.
Thank you. Coach Marc Martin of East Jefferson. We'll be back with some of the players right after this on the Prep Recruiting Insider from NOLA Motorsports Park. Find them at nolamotor.com.